Good morning, guys and gents. With a new week beginning, it means another episode of News Nobody Wants to Talk About. I'm your host, Nobody, and we've got some fantastic stuff to talk about, including a BlackAdam release. But before we get to that, Sony is out to break everybody's hearts, it seems, as we receive confirmation that PlayStation Marketplace for PS3, PSP, and PS Vita are getting shut down. News off of the credited source The Gamer, an established news game publication, says the whole of digital purchase services will be offline no later than August 27th. With PSP and PS3 stores shutting down June 2nd. So if you have this console and don't want to lose your games, you better download them now. Download them now. Because once the stores shut down, they're gone for good. I was so shocked I triple trapped over the last 3 words. Are you guys bummed about the PS3 and all those stores getting shut down? Do you still have those consoles? Let me know. In happier news for our Biomutant fans, your wait could be over soon, as a release date was finally confirmed for the bombastic RPG set in the humanoid animal hybrid world. Fans of the title were expecting a release 2019, but delays set it for later in 2020. But being pushed back again due to the pandemic, it finally gets its day in the sun. Focused on martial arts, combat, and spanning an impressive map and storyline, get ready to chop and kick your way to glory when Biomutant drops this May 25th. Fans waiting for the chance to beat their way through Gotham's underbelly are going to have to park it for just a little while longer, as we've received word that WB Games Montreal is delaying release until 2022. This co-op brawler featuring the Bat family fighting to avenge Batman's death and investigate his murder was originally set for 2021 in the fall, but was pushed back so the creative team behind it could give us the best possible game experience for all players. As long as we don't get Batman 2077, they can take all the time they need, in my opinion. For those of you waiting to see a glimpse of anything Rainbow Six Quarantine, you are in luck. Leaked gameplay footage of the upcoming zombie survival shoot-'em-up set in the Tom Clancy universe was leaked through an unknown source and showcased online, giving us a sneak peek at what's to come with the new game. Confirmed by Ubisoft to be legit, the footage is the first taste of actual gameplay as the teaser trailer, oh words, was just a glorious cinematic. Keep your eyes peeled for Rainbow Six Quarantine. It's funny, I've never read his books, but how many of us have played his games? Let me know if you're a Tom Clancy fan in the comments. What would News Nobody Wants to Talk About be without some Sims news? Yes, people, it's time for another 60 seconds of Sims! EA's own website is loaded with updates as of the 23rd. Now you can modify a cavalcade of new additions, including character modifiers like new hair, skin, facial features, as well as a generous buff to the trait system with the inclusion of more emotionally specific traits and new calibers to already existing ones. And let's not forget the most important update of all. You asked for it, they gave it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, bunk beds! Oh my god! Yes, now you can live out your slumber party dreams with this new sleeping accessory. How many of us played Ghost of Tsushima? Wasn't that game amazing? With its visuals, purtiness, and all the gameplay and the story and stuff. It was a unique title that got all the love it deserved. Now it seems that Sony is in the works to produce an actual movie set in the game's universe, with director Chad Stahelski to set to direct. You may know the name. This Captain Fancy Pants is bringing us the 4th installment of the admittedly addicted, adrenaline-drenched John Wick 4. So we can expect to see some outrageous spectacles coming our way soon. No news yet on release, just a snippet of news to chew on, so stay tuned. We'll let you know when we know. Now, as always, we take the time to give it over to my man Herb Herbansky, responsible for our Uplifting Stories in a minute. Herb, what do you got for me, buddy?
Thank you, Nobody. Recapping stories from last week, a man wins $145,000 on Wheel of Fortune and donates it all to charity. A security guard saves the life of a high school student, and a man known only as the COVID Bandit struck again, this time leaving a $6,800 tip at a Colorado restaurant. Back to you.
Thank you, Herb. I always love hearing from you guys. If you haven't seen his channel yet, what are you doing to yourselves? Look up Uplifting Stories in a minute, y'all. He is fantastic. Remember that atrocity of a Bewitched reboot with Will Ferrell? Yeah, me either, but I try not to think about it. because we might not need the repressive therapy anymore because Sony Pictures is taking another crack at it. Straying from their 2005 romantic comedy, thing, this movie will center around the married a witch and she's trying to hide her powers, kooky relatives, etc., arc of the classic comedy. Sorry, Nora, we're sticking to the roots on this one. Did you guys like the original? What did you think of the reboot? This is what the comments are for, people. Disney stated recently that Black Widow will finally have a release on their streaming platform in theaters. Marvel's assassin heroine gets her much-deserved debut July 9th. When released on Disney Plus, it will be a premiere access title, and it'll be $29.99 to rent and view. Black Widow was scheduled for May 2020, but it was pushed back for... Really, Disney? I mean, what the frick? I would much rather go to the theater and spend that much money, but you can't cut us a little slacky poo? Do you think it's a cheap attempt to make money, or a much-needed boost for the industry? My comments are your battlefield, people. About 2 months ago, the conversation for DC fans went something like this. Hey, did the Snyder Cut ever go to theaters? Nah, they decided only to go to HBO Max. Really? No way. Yeah, dude, Google it. Clickety. If you went online looking up stuff about the Snyder Cut, you would see article after article after article about the fact that it wasn't being released in theaters, and that it was only going to be streaming on HBO Max. A few months ago, that's all you saw. Oh no, HBO Max only, no theatrical release for this little guy, and then, gave the Snyder Cut like a little noogie. Well, turns out that they're teasing a possible IMAX release due to the reaction by the fans, with what I assume to be an uproarious review. I have no idea because I don't have HBO Max. But talks are being had to put this new 4-hour cut into theaters sometime this year. You know what I want to end DC on is an epic note, not a goofy note, because I am not sitting in a theater for 4 hours. News again from the man, the myth, the people's champ, Dwayne Johnson, comes screaming in at the finish as we wrap up today's show. A video of Times Square on his Instagram showed a complete takeover of the towering monitors that encompass the familiar locale, revealing a very ominous message and the title BlackAdam and a release date. Now we know there is another Shazam movie in the works, so maybe this will tie in. What do you think? Sequel? Threequel? Is that even a word for it? Let me know in the comments, y'all. That's going to wrap it up for today's episode, but before I go, I noticed a lot of people are watching the channel but not subscribing. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, y'all. It really helps us out here. And blow up those comments. I want to know what y'all have to say because I'm nobody. I love your face, and I'm going to see you next time.